It also, many people do not know what I'm about to say, but I'm going to speak my own truth. And the Senate President is allowed to counter that. It all started on the 8th of December, 2023, which was a day before his birthday and my birthday. We are birthday mates. We were all in Akpabio because he had a big fanfare in the stadium. Myself, my husband, and a few of his close friends, we went to Akpabio. And at first, we were at Ekpene. We were in his house in Ekpene. Then we all moved to his house in Uyo, which was about 8 p.m. And he held my hand and said he wanted to show me around his house. My husband was walking behind us, just three of us. We're walking around from room to room. He showed me the beautiful interior. This was done by this, by that, this designer here, he bought this from us. Like, oh, it's beautiful. And then I noticed that he hastened his pace while still holding my hand. And my husband was behind, still on his phone, but he was catching up whenever he could. And then he got to this particular sitting room, and he said, "Do you like my house?" I said, "Of course, sir. Every room, beautiful, nice interior, quality taste." He said, "Now that you're a senator, I'm going to create a time for us to come spend quality moments here. You will enjoy it." At that point, I just pulled away and I was like, I don't really understand what exactly that meant. But then my husband now, when I turned around, I saw my husband was already near me. And the way my husband looked at me and looked at him, I was beginning to wonder, did he hear part of that inciting statements or not? And then the Senate President too, I saw that he also had that to tell me to withdraw that suit and all that.
Okay,
and my
Natasha
husband charged her that you were the same person who had come to the house to tell him that the ST
Natasha
was hitting on his wife sexually. So
okay.
why are you now against my wife standing up for her rights?
Okay,
so let me tell you something, Mr. Which nobody knows. No, Mr. Rufai, please allow me to say this, please. Please go ahead. Can I say this? Please
please go ahead. Please go ahead, Senator. Please go ahead.
Now, at the nightclub incident, I believe that was not a slip of tongue. That was not a slip of tongue. He has a number of times told me that there are various ways we can have fun. If we travel, he has a way of making the whole the house, the space. He can basically create a party in the space. Do you understand? Like a nightclub in the space and would have fun and all of that. So that nightclub incident statement was not a mistake. It was more like out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speak it.
Okay.
But let me.
All right, sir. 7 minutes. Your take. I really want to
know your take. Thank you very much. I'm going to be very brief about this. And whatever I'm going to say, some of my colleagues are still alive. All of us who were there in Houston when we interviewed Akpabio years back will bear witness to what I want to disclose. But let me also say one thing, that people should be fair to Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. When somebody is a sex victim in Nigeria or victim of sexual harassment, molestation, whatever, the way where you go to the police station in Nigeria, even concerning the attacks from all these terrorists and bandits, what have you, at the front desk, those people who take records of complaints, the way they treat prospective victims in Nigeria is appalling and usually very unfair. And that is what you find on display. People falling over themselves, knowing fully well that Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan may be speaking the truth here. But because of this cultural thing in Nigeria, the woman is not usually to be believed. And they are copying a page from Torah, Old Testament, and maybe their so-called Sharia. When a man says something, easily they want to believe. But for a woman to say something, they want you to, they want that woman's claim to be substantiated by 4 witnesses at least. Why must it be like that? So, I have no doubt that Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan may be right. And You know the one that surprised me the most? The other day I told you that everyone's enemy is always within its fold or in its household. Have you seen the way Senator Ireti Kingibe came out, almost like distancing herself from everything that this woman has claimed could be, should be taken as a crucible, the way she's been tormented in the in the Senate. What does that say? Even women, when push comes to shove, women will not stand together. But let me go back to the event in Houston. A prominent journalist, one of us, had gone with us to interview Akpabio in an hotel. And this guy came with his African-American girlfriend. After the whole business of conducting interview sessions with Akpabio, who was then the governor of Akwa Ibom State.
Sorry, what year was this?
This should be around maybe around 2012, 2013. I'm not so sure of the date, please, but this happened. Some of my friends, our friends, Femi Shoneye, Jackson Uday, the publisher of Who Online, Emeka Siwe, the owner of African Examiner, Sunday Fashe, The Wheel publisher, all of us were there, and I was there. But what happened? All of a sudden, it was almost like, okay, you need to let go this your beautiful African American girlfriend. That was what Akpabio did that day. Whatever transpired after, we must have left. I do not know. But I remember that journalist whose girlfriend was hit on by Akpabio was never himself anymore. It's almost like humiliating the guy. Of course, you do not blame the guy for feeling somehow about a old governor wanting to take over his girlfriend who had accompanied him for an assignment. But again, everybody would think, oh, if that lady fell for him, it would be. This for me is not a matter of right or wrong. But what I'm saying is that this guy has an antecedent. And all of them running their mouth. And I remember that day, the issue I took him up on was the allegation that he was sponsoring contract killings, political killings in the state. And he denied it. He said, other than signing death warrants for convicts, that he'd never been involved in extrajudicial killing. I would not say what did not happen, but what I noticed happened is what I've told you. Stemming from that, it is not out of place to think that Senator Idoahan may be right. Senator Natasha Akpoti-Idoahan may be right. I do not know the truth. It's between them. The third person that can verify this for us is God himself. Thank you very much.
All right, I'm going to leave it at that. Let's say your take in the comment section about this Natasha saga. You know, we're rounding up right now. We just want to hear your take. Want to hear your honest take on it. Earlier on, I saw a video. Some people are claiming that she has a habit of making accusations like this. In my opinion, that is not an excuse to dismiss.
And that is not even true. They are just acting in solidarity with the people who have oppressed her in the past. You know the part she has had to travel to make it to the Senate.
There's a video. There's a video on from about 3 years ago of Reno Omokri accusing this lady of falsely accusing him of wanting to date her, something like that. So, but that was more like dating, not necessarily necessarily harassment, but apparently she had lied, according to Reno Mokri, that he made a move. For
Can
me,
Reynald Omokri himself be trusted in everything? These are people that
well,
would say one thing today, tomorrow you see them carrying another card. Please, I do not like it when people try to make ladies feel like they can't stand up for themselves. Everybody should be careful at this point.
no, in fact,
Yeah,
sir, I
even
want to
some
be
of the people,
careful.
Ola, even some of the people who are now claiming that, oh, the ethics and the whatever committee in the Senate would look into this and all that. When you look at the opinion of many of them coming from the Senate, they are already biased. Where is she going to get justice? I do not know.
Yes.
I'm not saying she may be right completely. I'm not saying she may be wrong completely. All I'm saying is that justice, fairness, equity must not be sacrificed on the altar of partisanship. And these attempts always at making people, victims to feel like they have no claim whatsoever. You can't deny people justice. God bless all of us.
Yeah. So just to be careful, I want to carefully finish my thought because some people like to
Right.
jump at half-baked comments in the comments. What I'm saying precisely is that even if she has had 10 10 events or track record, you still have to take every allegation seriously. That's the way it works.
And our
You
people
don't
going
use
to
that.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Would our people also deny the fact that this lady has been vilified, has suffered untold suppression, oppression from our political detractors in the past?
Yeah.
Certainly not. We know she has a story.
So I covered this on Man of Prestige, and if your counter to this is that, well, she has a track record, where you have something else coming for you, because unfortunately that's not how it works. Every allegations of this nature must be taken seriously, must be investigated. That's how it
Yes.
works. I just
And
wanted
they
to make
should
sure
be,
I say
and
that.
before they say they are trash, which they are always recycling and saying all the time, they should remember they have mothers, they have
Yes.
wives, they have sisters, they have daughters. Whatever you do not want anybody to do to any of this in your circle of what's it called, relationship, you
Before I
don't
let you
try
go,
it with
sir.
any other person. Thank you.
Before I let you go, sir, what's your take on all the Yaloja with the placards protesting against Natasha to submit to the men of our society and leaders? And then one more. What's your take to the wife who came out in full force to defend her husband?
All of them are shameless. Shame on them. They are traitors. Worse than Judas Iscariot. You can't stand with one of their own. Yes. They cannot even hear her out. It's all orchestrated. We know Nigeria. Is it not the same place where 2 million people were on the march in support of murderous Abacha? Is it not the same place where so-called credible men and women gathered the other day to, what's it called? To honor a political criminal like Ibrahim Babangida Badamasi? Anything goes in Nigeria. You can rent a crowd for any amount. Everybody has a price in Nigeria. So for the Yalojas who have always, they have nothing doing. Not the Yaloja Fayedogbesa, please. That's a good one. But for the Yalojas, what do? They feed fat on the sweat of on the sweat of common folks and make life unbearable for them. So this also is not different from what we know about them. And for the woman in the house, she would defend a pot of soup now. What else are you expecting?
Okay, all right.
Yes.
I'll leave it at that. All right. Everybody, thank you so much. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit like, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications, follow everywhere. Hopefully you've been enlightened, educated. We'll see you on the next one. Take care and God bless.